Welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk Laredo College with none other than Dr. Minita Ramirez, the president of Laredo College. I think the title is pretty self-explanatory, right? Let's Talk Laredo College. So do we need to explain what this is?
No, I think, well, maybe. I don't know. When we think of Laredo College and we think about what is happening around campus here at the Fort McIntosh campus or at our South campus, there's so many interesting things that we're doing that most people don't know about. And so let's talk.
Yes, let's talk. Now let's talk about graduation.
Yay.
That just passed May 9th, as a matter of fact. 2 ceremonies, over 1,400 students that graduated, Dr. Ramirez. Let's talk about that. How exciting was that?
It was incredibly exciting for all of us, and certainly for our faculty who spend a great deal of time nurturing our students. But the real interesting story there also is that close to about 900 students were dual credit students that graduated with a certificate or an associate's degree of some sort, and these are kids that are still in high school. And that to me is the most incredible thing, because as they're graduating from high school and they're already ready, right, for the workforce, or they're prepared already to enter university life and finish out the next 2 years of their academic program, it really puts young people in a different category. When you and I went to school, we didn't have that option. Even though I think some of us were able to start the summer immediately following high school graduation and went straight through until we finished, it was different. There were different times. And so I also think that part of the rationale that we can give for why it's been so easy, and I don't mean easy academically, I mean easy to accomplish these things, is because of the way we restructured our academic programs. And
how, you want to talk a little bit about that, like what specifically changed that makes a difference?
Well, we used to go to college for 16 weeks. And you'd start in January, you finish in May, or you start in summer 1 has always been the month of June, summer 2 is the month of July, and then we'd start up again August 15th or 18th, around there, and then we'd go through December, 16-week sessions. And you signed up for 4, 5, sometimes 6 classes, and you took them for 16 weeks. Now, you don't do that anymore, or you don't have to do that anymore. You can take, on the academic side, you take 2 classes every 8 weeks with a short break in between. So you technically finish 16 weeks. You're still taking your 4 or 5 classes, but you're taking them in shorter periods of time. We have, not say we, meaning the faculty, have really looked at what are we teaching, do students really need to have in their toolbox when they finish every single course, so that when they graduate, they're extremely prepared to pass their licensure exams, to get into a 4-year program, to get into nursing school or engineering school or whatever it might be, and at the same time to be able to stay within being a full-time student and it not being so overwhelmed. I mean, one of the big reasons why students drop out of school is because they feel so overwhelmed and they get bored. 16 weeks of the same 4 or 5 classes gets boring.
And the 16 weeks doesn't seem to align anymore with our society, does it? That 8 weeks really truncates that, cuts it in half, and that's what we're used to now is let's get it done quick and let's get it done now. And so it seems to have really paid off. And
I think it has. We did the first fall semester that we did that. From the first 8 weeks to the second 8 weeks, we saw 1,588 students go from being part-time to full-time. That's huge. That's 1,500 students who are now going to probably graduate earlier or on time because they're going to school full-time. And everybody's worried about what's going to happen here in the near future with the big, beautiful bill, right? And how is that going to affect Pell Grants, because it will affect Pell Grants. And so our quest is to get everybody enrolled full-time so that people continue to receive their entitlements. And by that I mean your Pell Grants, your SEOGs, your TPEGs, all of those things, they're dependent on your enrollment. Yes, you have to qualify, but if you're not enrolled full-time, doesn't count. So we got to get you enrolled for 2 classes the first 8 weeks, 2 or 3 classes the second 8 weeks. And that still allows you time to work. If you need to work, and most of our students are working, that gives you the freedom to do that, or take care of your children, or take care of your grandma, or whatever it is that you have to do outside of going to school.
I don't want to gloss over the high school part of this. I just want to go back to that real quick because, number one, it was beautiful to see the different graduation counts, the different colors mixed in with, of course, our predominant green. But I don't know, there's still parents out there that maybe don't even realize that their students have this, their children have an opportunity in high school to start their college career. Is there a difference? Because I don't know that I'm fully understanding, like, is there a difference between dual enrollment, early college? What's the difference?
So each independent school district has different programs to offer their students. Some have academies, some have early college high schools, and some have dual credit. Some districts offer all 3. What is the difference? The difference is if you're in an early college high school, you start taking college courses since your freshman year. If you're in dual credit, you can start taking courses also. However, they're not part of a complete program. You can take 1 class or 2 classes through dual enrollment. And then you have your academies. Your academies are mostly in areas of either health sciences or in the workforce areas. And so, but each district has these 3 different pods of students that are all gaining college credit and experience while they're still in high school. And so the idea is, how do we become all things to all people? Now, here's what parents really don't know, is that during the time of their high school career that they're in any one of these programs, they're not paying college tuition, and the school district isn't paying college tuition. So Laredo College's commitment to the school district, to the parents, to our community, is that we're going to offer you a college program without you having to pay for it. So technically, you could save 2 years worth of tuition and fees.
And I've heard you say before that finances is usually the number one cost, number one reason as to why students don't come to college.
And there are 3 reasons. The first one is they don't think they can afford it.
Right.
The second reason is they don't have they don't have family support. They don't have family members who have been through the process, who are aware of how it works, and can help them and guide them through that process. So my goal is we take those 3 things off the table. Take off the price, which we did, which we offer even to our native students. We offer a Palomino pledge. So we're committed to no tuition and fees. Then we took off the I don't think you can, because if we're getting you involved while you're still in high school, then you know that you can succeed in college. So there's no excuse there either. And we're guiding you through the process. We're helping you through this. We have people at every step throughout your high school time that are guiding you through your college degree, per se, so that when you graduate from high school, if you finish your associates, you know exactly where you're going. You know that your courses are transferring. You know that they're going to apply to your college degree. And so all of this makes for an incredible opportunity, culminating in a beautiful graduation ceremony.
The graduation ceremony, is it all certificates and degrees, or is it only degrees, or who gets to participate in the graduation?
Anybody completing a certificate, any kind of licensure, right? An associate's degree, and this summer we'll have our bachelor's degree graduations. But if you're finishing, for example, in our workforce programs, those programs are not 8-week programs. They're 4-week programs. And every 4 weeks you take one class. So every 4 weeks you take one class. By the end of the 16 weeks, you finish your full load. We register you up front, assuming you're going to pass all your classes, but we register you up front for all 4 classes so that your financial aid is encumbered. And as you're taking your classes, it's paying for your classes, and whatever's left over at the end, you get as a refund.
Wow.
And so, now, the other beautiful thing, students don't have to buy books because we've gone all OERs. So, and by OERs, we mean open educational resources, so that we don't have physical textbooks anymore.
Which cost hundreds.
Hundreds of dollars, especially in certain areas, your science, your engineering, your math books, even our history books. I know because I'm a history major, they're super expensive. Well, we don't charge for books anymore. People don't have to buy books.
Do you ever get frustrated that we have so many opportunities, but there's just never enough time to tell everyone about what we have, and that it really is a lot easier? Well, not easy as for coursework, but the process and the opportunity is really there.
Wow. It is frustrating sometimes when people say, I don't really think I can do this. I can't afford it, or no tengo tiempo, or no, es que no puedo, no tengo el dinero. None of that is true. And so how do we make this opportunity for everyone? We know that education means hope. We know that. And through education, you find that opportunity. I always tell students, and even when I was in the classroom, I used to tell people, how you measure success is going to depend on what you expect from your own life. But the only way you're going to have success is if you're prepared. And this line here, this is your preparedness, and these are your opportunities, right? And so when these two things collide, your opportunities happen to collide with your preparedness, boom, you're going to have that huge explosion of success. And then you have prosperity, and you have that ability to be independently, economically independent. And so you don't have to depend on anyone else for anything. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that people know that if you're interested in going that route, if you want your economic independence, if you want your education, we're here to give it to you. The only thing that you can be certain that you're going to take with you on the day we die is what we have in our head. Your brain is what you take with you, and your learning is what gets you through life. And every day you learn something new, and every day that you learn something new, you realize there's so much more to learn. And I tell the kids that at graduation, because I do believe that it's true. The more we know, the more we realize we don't know. And things in today's society change so rapidly that if we're not keeping up with the times, we're falling behind every single day. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends, platíquenles de lo que están viendo ahorita, invítenlos a que vengan a platicar con nosotros. We're here to help. We're here to service everyone.
Moving on from graduation, and final thought on graduation is that it's always such a joy to see how it gets put together. It is an enormous undertaking, but when it's done, it's like, oh, okay, next one, and there's just no time to enjoy it because you're already, I've already got on my calendar the pinning ceremony in August for the vocational nursing. So it's constant, but it really is an enormous effort by the Laredo College staff to put that production together.
Yeah, and my hat's off to the whole team, because when you think about the videos that are involved, the getting the number of graduates in, making sure that all of the degree plans are checked for every particular student, making sure that everybody has a cap and gown, that they're there on time, that the parents are aware, that everybody knows that they can't take you can't take a person there, you have to take a clear bag, everything from program to who speaks, who doesn't speak, who's sitting where are they going, how are we introducing them, who's introducing them, how long does it take to walk in, todo, donde se sienta todo el mundo, everything. We worry about everything because we want it to be perfect. We want it to be so special for everyone. And the fact that, and if there's one thing I'm going to take credit for, is that these high school kids get to wear their cap and gown in their color.
Yeah.
Because they need to be extremely proud that while they're in high school, they're already earning their degrees. That's something I wish we could have had when we were in school, and we didn't. But we do now. And our students need to be extremely proud of the work that they're putting in. And I think that their teachers in their high schools, our faculty who go to the high schools to teach, are all very, very proud, and they want to see the students wearing their colors. I think it is beautiful, and I that's one thing that I think we got right.
And if you don't believe us, all the graduations stay on our Laredo College YouTube page, so you can go back and check it out and see what we're talking about. But moving on from graduation, and you're watching Let's Talk Laredo College with Dr. Minita Ramirez, president of Laredo College, or listening. What happens after graduation? And we all just go home for the summer, right?
No, we don't go home for the summer. No, actually, the day after graduation, we started Maymester.
Yeah.
And so Maymester is now come and gone, and now we're in summer session 1.
Maymester is what, 2 weeks?
It's 2.5 weeks, basically. And so you can pick up 3 hours or in 2.5 weeks. And that really and truly is a feat. But you go to school every day and you put in the hours, because you have to complete the same number of hours that are required in a regular semester. And so it's intense. It's not for everyone, but certainly there are some people who needed that one class to finish their 12 hours or 15 hours. They needed that one class to graduate. And so we try to do the best we can to offer that opportunity. We're already planning August. We launch convocation for all of our employees on August the 11th, and that following Monday, classes begin. And so we've already got graduation planned in December. We're working already on the spring semester for spring 26. So yeah, the lights never turn off.
Yeah.
And people technically, they may go home in the evening, but they're back at work the next day because we're working year round.
Plus, of course, you've got your summer session 1, your summer session 2, and then we start with the fall semester.
And we have summer orientation. So everybody that is starting this fall as a new student, we have summer orientations planned out all summer. Mr. Pedro Rivera and the student life crew and all of our orientation leaders, the students that are orientation leaders have an incredible program planned, and so they're super excited. I ran into them yesterday. They were training and planning and doing all these things. They have swimming parties planned. They've got slip and slides planned. I mean, they've got all kinds of fun, exciting things to do this summer with the new cadre of students that are coming in this fall. And so we're happy to welcome everybody. And
there's more than one session, and they're at both campuses, so students have an opportunity to pick the session that works best for them. And just as a side note, the student stories that I do, I don't go into the interview saying, "Hey, can you say this about Laredo College?"
Right.
They say it themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I have found that out. I even kind of get chills because I feel like, did I pay you to say that? No, they really, truly love Laredo College, and that warms my heart because it's a testament of what you all do on the education side and what you do on the administration side. I just wanted to throw that in because I don't know that you know that students speak so highly of their experience here.
One of the really, I want to say great things that happened this spring semester that just passed. One of our former students, who was student government president here, or very involved in student government, had transferred to TAMIU. And because of his experience here, and how we encouraged him to get involved over there, there was an opportunity to sign an MOU between both institutions so that both student governments, the Laredo College Student Government Association and the TAMIU Student Government Association, got together and they did the big event together.
Yeah.
And so a force of 200 and some plus students from Laredo College and a force of 200 plus students from TAMIU got together and on one day helped this community not only clean up the river, but they helped to do so many other things that really matter to our community. And when we join forces that way, when it's young people realizing the power that they have to give to the future of our community, that's the power of education. And that's where the real experiences are. And that's where the love for not only our institution comes from, but for the love for our community comes from.
Enrollment-wise, what are the summer sessions like, Dr. Ramirez?
They're much lighter, obviously,
Sure.
than the regular semester, but I think over the summer we'll see somewhere around 3,200 students combined.
Well, that's
With
a lot.
Maymester and the 2 summer sessions, and
Yeah.
and so we'll somewhere around 3,000 students will pick up 1 class or 2 classes over the summer, and we hope they do. We really do hope they do, because this is a good opportunity. If you're falling behind, then this is a chance to catch up. If you're wanting to stay ahead, this is a good opportunity to get ahead. So come to summer school. We're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6, and Fridays, 8 to 12. There's always somebody here to help you. There's always somebody at the South Campus to help you. And if you haven't applied yet for the fall semester and you're thinking about doing that, go to applydtexas.org and apply today.
Just saying, right?
Just saying.
Let's talk about what's coming up in the fall. Let's just a little preview, because I know there's a lot happening. What's new for the fall semester?
Well, we've got some new programs in the hopper now. We have our staples. Obviously, all of our regular academic programs are moving along quite nicely, and so those students that want to do math or science or English, all of that is still in the works. Our nursing program, they've got their cohorts ready to begin this fall. Always very proud of them. Again, they were selected the #1 nursing school or program in the state of Texas. And so we're really proud of the work that Dr. Michael Martinez and his team is doing down there in all of our allied health programs. They're just doing marvelously. The expansion of our automotive technology center at the South Campus, we should probably have a ribbon cutting for that in the next 5 weeks or so. It's huge. It's beautiful. We're going to be able to probably double capacity, maybe even triple capacity in some sections. But we have our auto body, our diesel mechanics, and our regular auto mechanic program that we're really now in a nice position to increase enrollment in those programs. We've been really limited in space, and so while we were under construction, and they're done. Our police academy, that program is also grown by leaps and bounds, and we've just really completely redone the basement of the building down on South Campus, the Henry Cuellar Law Enforcement Center down there, and it is also state of the art, really beautiful, and so that we'll also probably do the ribbon cutting around the same time in the next 4 or 5 weeks. On this campus, we've done an expansion to the Moore building, which is where a lot of our vocational programs, what we called vocational programs, but it's our workforce program. So welding, HVAC, and electrical. We're also expanding into one of our other buildings. We call it P1, but we're expanding there because the demand is so great and the space is limited. And so we're expanding all of our programs. We've added a couple of new programs. We've added a new bachelor's degree. It's a bachelor's of applied technology in data analytics. So for you techies out there that are interested in a bachelor's degree in technology, we have it for you, and we have it at a community college price. And so we encourage you, if you're interested in that program, come talk to us. It really, really is also state-of-the-art, the latest in technology, and will put you in a really nice position to get employed right away or move on to a master's in data analytics. And so
that starts in the fall then?
That starts this fall.
Okay.
We also, that's with Dr. Tecuani Perez.
Okay.
He's put that program together. We got it approved through the coordinating board. We got it approved through SAC. So all of that is going. We also added our forensic technician, forensic science technician program. That kicks off this fall. And that's also been very popular. These are for those of you who are interested in working in police work and collecting evidence at crime scenes, in working with the coroner's office, in learning how to collect evidence at a crime scene. Very interesting work through our Homeland Security departments. And so we've really expanded that project. We had some incredible opportunities to expand, and we did, and we're getting state-of-the-art equipment for that, and that should kick off this fall. And we're also, we're doing in engineering, and we have the General Construction Management Engineering program that's expanding and kicking off. And that is thanks to Mr. Dennis Nixon and the trustees of the DDHR Foundation. They gave us the initial funding to kick off that program. And so general construction will begin this fall as well. And so we've got a lot of very exciting things happening. We've got 3 or 4 more programs that we're working on right now, hopefully to kick off next fall. But there's so much to pick from, and there's so much to see and do here. And the mere fact that you're on a historical campus really brings things to light.
One of the questions that I get asked the most is, how do I get started? Where do I go? What do I do? A lot of people don't want to do anything on the computer for whatever reason. Or they just want to ask specific questions. They want to talk to somebody. Where would you direct anybody who has no idea what they want to do, but they want to come to Laredo College? Where would you send them? On both campuses?
On both campuses. So if you're coming to Laredo College Fort McIntosh campus, you're going to go to the Lerma Peña building. And as you walk into that building, any door, you can pick any door. Like on Let's Make a Deal. Pick any door you want. But ideally, if you're a first-time student, you want to stop at the recruitment office first. They'll help you get started. They'll take your admissions application, and if you've never done one, they're going to sit you down at a computer, and there'll be somebody there to walk you through that process. Financial aid is next door, the advising center is upstairs, and so everybody's in one building to help you. If you're going to the South Campus, you're going to go to the Billy Hall building, and you're going to go to the first floor. And in that building, we have also a one-stop shop center. You're going to start there in admissions. You're going to do your admissions. You're going to do your financial aid, and you're going to get advised all at the same time. And so if you need, let's say you need to take a TSI test because you never took it. The testing center is around the corner. They're not going to let you go away until you go in there and take that test, or schedule yourself to take the test. If you need a transcript, you can fill out a form, and we can request it via parchment to get your transcripts from your high school. And so everything is made easy. Now, if we need you to do something on a computer, we have a computer for you, and we have people to help and guide you through that process. So don't be afraid. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to train you. We're here to help you get into what an educational system in higher ed is, and guide you along the way.
I know many podcasters go 2 hours, but you don't have 2 hours, so we're going to have to cut this off at some point. But we're going to talk regularly on Let's Talk Laredo College. Just one thing I wanted you to expand upon is I will ask all the students when I interview them to talk about the resources here on campus, and they start talking. talk about some of the resources aside from the classes. Obviously you get to take classes, but what are some of the resources available to the students?
One of, I've been in higher ed now for over 24 years. And so one of the things I do know about college students is that they're hungry, they're sick, and they need money. And so all of those three things we want to be able to help our students with. And so you get a free meal plan if you're enrolled full-time. We help you with your financial aid. And obviously you get your free books, you get your free tuition, but also you can get student health services, you can get free counseling services. There's an Office of Disability Services. And so we have advisors, we have case managers, we have tutors, we have the ability in the library to walk you through if you're stuck doing whatever it might be in a particular class, somebody's always going to be there to help you. If you're stuck and you don't know how to do, let's say, your financial aid, or you don't know what to expect out of your financial aid, how do you maximize your resources? Somebody's going to help you. And then along the way, we have sessions for you like, where do I put my money when I get my financial aid return? How do I go to the bank and start and open a bank account? How do I learn about leadership roles? Who's going to train me? How do I get an interview? Where do I do an internship? All of those things, we have different departments that are dedicated to help and walk you through that process. So ideally what we want is every particular associate's degree that you get from here, or bachelor's degree in this case, you're going to have an internship that is going to put you in line so that by the time you finish, you already know what the workforce is going to be like once you get out there. And if you're going to transfer to a university, we have partnerships with universities all over the state of Texas, and we help guide you through that process as well.
ApplyTexas.org. You can also go to go.laredo.edu/enroll, and that'll take you to the page where all the information that you need is.
Correct.
Dr. Ramirez, anything you want to add before we wrap up with the session?
No, I just want to thank you, Ruben, because I know that these sessions really help our community, and I hope people are taking advantage of them as well. I also want to tell people that our role here at Laredo College is to be not only your community college, but it's also to be your friend. We want to make sure and help and guide you through the educational process to help get you through to the place that you want to be. Nuestro trabajo es servicio para ustedes, ayudarles a alcanzar sus metas y a la misma vez tener una oportunidad de encontrar la educación que tanto buscan. Muchísimas gracias, Ruben.
De nada. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk Laredo College with Dr. Minita Ramirez. Thank you, Dr. Ramirez.
Bye-bye.